you're going to have a really good call to action, you want to make sure that it's specific. You want to make sure that it's action oriented. You want to make sure that there's some kind of a personal benefit in it. And the newest research shows that it should be written from the first person. So maybe you want to say something like, I want to see the newest trends, or I'm in, sign me up, or I can't miss this, or give me exclusive access. Jay Schwedelson, who I believe you've had on your show, actually found that you can get a 28% increase in the click-through rate if you write it in the first person. So I think that's really important. You want to be specific, action-oriented, benefit-driven, and write in the first person.
I saw also that you mentioned something at some point on your LinkedIn about the shapes of the button even, and the coloring, like psychology behind that also makes a difference.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So there are two questions there, the shape and the color. So shape-wise, a lot of times, we think a button is a button is a button, and the big goal is to get someone to click it. We don't really spend a lot of time thinking, oh, should my corners be squared off, sharp corners, or should they be more rounded? Should my button be more, I don't know, oblong or pill-shaped, or should it be more rectangular? And there's some research that indicates that actually the rounded buttons are a little bit more inviting. The sharp angular corners can kind of repel people, right? Whereas the rounded ones, they're a little bit more inviting, they're a little bit more inclusive. And there was some research that was done that showed that you get an increase in response if your buttons are rounded versus sharp, squared off corners. And then in terms of color, there's been a lot of research on button color. And really what it boils down to is you want the color of your button to stand out. You want it to contrast with whatever color scheme you have on your email, your website, your landing page. And a lot of times, designers want everything to look beautiful, or they're told we need to follow our corporate, brand colors.
And one thing I would add to that one is if you choose a color, let's say if it's red, the button, it has to be in a way consistent in everywhere that you use it, so that they associate that color with the button, with the CTA, a little bit everywhere that they see it.
And building on that, Rachel, if your email is then sending someone to a landing page to register, you want to have the visual in your email be the same as the visual on the landing page, and have the copy be the same as well, because when people land there, they're like, oh, I'm in the right place.